Oh hey, I just finished my stream, my live stream. Shout out to the Skellies, Coffee and Kicks crew. Unshowered Howard, you're welcome. Anyway, haven't made a video in a couple weeks, a few weeks. It was like right at the beginning of January, I guess. And those videos did really well, like the ones about the band stuff and how to be a good support band, and also the mindset of social media and being an artist and dealing with seeing your friends succeed and things like that, and kind of how you process all that. It's very strange, very weird. Anyway, if you guys want to check those videos out, I'll put them in the description below. But yeah, so I just did my stream. Did stream last night. Did the Wednesday night thing. Started out on YouTube, and lately I've been multi-streaming to everywhere. Just all the platforms that I'm on: YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, and there's another one that I just heard of called LiveSpace. I've done 2 streams on it so far, just as a part of the multi-stream, nothing like just for that platform, just to try it out. No one's watched so far. I've done 2 and no one's watched. It's interesting. I haven't really told anybody. I mentioned that I was on there, but I'm not like pushing links or anything, trying to get people to go. It's interesting to see if anybody will actually show up. It's kind of like how my Twitch is. Like I got like 300 followers on Twitch, but I've never really used it that much. I started using it like right around the pandemic time, playing Resident Evil. And I didn't really try to grow it. And so I'll still multi-stream on it just because why not? And I'll get like 1 or 2 people that chat most of the time. So like this morning I got a sub, I got a follow, and then I'll see that post stream report that they send every time, and it's like, you had 17 unique viewers, So it's interesting, like people are finding it somehow, but this new one, LiveSpace, no one's ever heard of it. I'm not telling anybody, I'm not pushing links like I said, and no one's watching. So, but the whole thing is like, it's made by creators, by streamers. They built out the platform, so it has things that they wish that would be on other platforms. So it's like more discovery. So like there's like, you can make posts, kind of like Instagram, honestly. It's like Instagram, but it's like Twitch and Kick. Supposedly the discoverability is better, I guess, but no one's found the stream. Like no one. Only the bot, the chat bot is the only thing that watches. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't really care. So now I'm just checking just going through the post stream stuff. I have to go back through, and what I normally do is like, I usually go back through and I will turn on monetization. I don't like to monetize while I'm streaming because I don't want ads popping up for people like while I'm streaming. But I'll go in afterwards if people want to watch it, and I'll let them watch it, but it'll be with ads. So that's how I make a little money on the streams after they go. Just because, why not? I stream all the time, so, and then I just unlist it, and it goes into a playlist, which is, this one was just chatting, so I'll throw in the just chatting playlist. I don't worry about custom thumbnail, nothing like that. No tags, no nothing. I don't need people to like find the old streams for any reason. I mean, I guess it'd be fine, but I don't really put any effort into that. I just let it pick whatever thumbnail it wants, and then that's it. The Green Day video is at 4,300 streams, and I thought that my other video about how to not be an annoying support band, I thought that video was doing well. It's got 1,400 streams, and I've made $10.70 off of it, just in ad revenue. I thought that was good, but then I put out this Green Day video. It's crushing. It's 4,300 views, and it's just about the new album, Saviors. So, if I was the type of person that was like just going, okay, money, that worked, which I am to an extent, like, oh, did that work? Did that not work? What worked about that? What did it? Yeah, that should be a total thing you think about as a creator when you're making videos and trying to get better. But I'm not going to turn this channel into a Green Day review channel. Now I can maybe do more of like things that I'm interested in, like Green Day, Resident Evil, scary games, stuff like that. But, if you look, I mean, at 4,300 views, I've only made $1.25 off of this compared to a video about my own thing, that's something that I really know about, the touring industry and stuff. I made $10 on that ad revenue. Now this one is limited because it's, I have to share it with, I guess, Warner Brothers, which is fine, but I actually don't know why it's limited. Maybe because I cuss in it or something. But yeah, this video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. So it's probably just like maybe I cussed in it a little bit, or maybe there's something in the lyrics. And it can't be that actually, because I couldn't use the songs. I just chopped them up really short. And I'd be like, this song, and I'd just play a tiny snippet. Okay, now this song. Give my assessment on each one and move along. Because Warner Brothers hates when you try to promote their artists. And yeah, that's what it is. It's fucking promotion, dude. It's like, I'm giving you free promo. You don't have to pay for this. You don't have to spend any money. I'm just a creator talking about my favorite band and their new album, which I really enjoy, Saviors. Go check it out. It's really good. It's the best thing Green Day's done, and since American Idiot, in my opinion. And they get mad and they want to, most of the time my Green Day videos get blocked. So I learned that I have to chop it all up and, anyway, so that's what I do. Like when I'm done with the stream, I'll go and look at the reports and make sure my monetization's right on YouTube and such. With platforms like Twitch and this other live space, I'm not that worried about like growing subscribers and followers and stuff on those. As I said, I'm doing Twitch as part of the multi-stream just because I do pick up people along the way slowly. And maybe one day, if their payouts get better, if they go back to the 70-30 split, maybe I'll push for that more. Maybe I should be using these different platforms for different things. Like maybe Twitch should just be solely for my gaming stuff and not so much for the music, because nobody really cares about the music stuff. It's more of the gaming thing. So maybe that's what I should do there. And then Kick has become just my bullshit channel. I have been doing multi-stream during the music stuff when I'm playing songs. Last week it killed. The Kick team came in out of nowhere and just gifted 100 subs. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that more. Maybe, and we got like almost 50 followers, and they put us on the front. We were in the top spot on the front page of Kick. So I'm gonna keep doing that more because I do wanna grow more. What I've been thinking a lot about lately is the value I'm providing and my initial fan base, my community that I've been building for years. I have a solid, 20 to 40 any given morning that will join the Kick stream for the morning stuff, the coffee and kicks thing that we're doing. And just talking, just chatting about things. Sometimes it gets existential, sometimes it's just fun, goofy stuff. But there's that core 20 to 40-ish people that are there every morning. And then I've got 550-ish followers, right? What does that mean? It's a vanity metric. What does it mean to have 500 followers, 550 followers, if only 20 to 40 are consistently, actively joining you every day? Doesn't mean anything. At best, I'd say someone would go, oh, this guy has 500 followers. Maybe I should check him out. That's the one piece of value that comes from that. Anything else doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have 2,000 subs, or 2,000 followers. It definitely would matter if you had 2,000 subs. You'd be living pretty nice. 2,000 followers, like somebody might go, oh, this person has 2,000 followers. Well, let me check it out and see what they're about. That's all that is. It stops there. And then it's up to you as the streamer, as the creator, to keep them engaged and make them like you and do fun things. And you're hoping that you're connecting. So there's that. After that, yeah, it's just, it doesn't matter. So I'm not so concerned about the follow number. What I do want to have is more of an active community. Like I would love for my CCV to go up to like 100, The CCV typical is like, let's find out actually. I don't know what this is. My average CCV is 32. Yeah, 32 CCV is the average. And that's great. I mean, they've been great at like monetizing it, like gifting subs and things like that. It's really appreciated. But I also feel like I don't want it to always be on them to feel like they have to support. And I guess at the end of the day, like people, if they can't afford to throw you cash, they won't. They just won't do it. I've seen streamers like get like pissy about people like not gifting, not subbing.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs to keep the stream going, if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How are you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching?
And it's like, what kind of a fucking brat are you, dude? Do something that's gonna make them want to support you. I just don't want it to fall on them every time and then have it get so, make them feel stretched and then it gets old, Like we need to be constantly picking up new people that are engaged all the time, every time I stream. So if I can get that CCV up to 100, I think that would really help things. And it gives me more reason to keep doing that. Like I don't have a ton of time to just sit here and stream all day. And if it's not producing something, and I'm the first to say that it's very important to be patient and consistent and love what you do and make the content because you just like making the content, not because of the vanity metrics. It's not what it is. I'm for all of that. I do love all this. But, I have a family, I've got mortgage, all that thing. We all have bills, things like that. If I can't get to a certain number every time I do this, let's just call it every week or whatever, I need to be able to justify my time away from things. Like instead of working on another band's project, mixing, producing, whatever, I make good money like that. But I also really enjoy streaming. So instead of doing that, I'm streaming. But if I'm not gonna be like making enough money from that to support this family, it's like I gotta pick up more outside jobs, right? Even when I'm producing someone's music, I'm mixing someone's music, I'm doing something I enjoy, but I'm also someone's employee at that point. They're my boss. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like being under the thumb, and sort of like, you'll get paid once you do this. It's like, although I'm all for it, so this is where we're going really deep, okay? I'm all for that, obviously. I like engineering and producing and mixing. I think it's fun, and having bands like realize their vision. I love that. But when I do this, when I stream, it's all me, man. I have all the control. I can go as long as I want. I can stop. I can just not stream for weeks, because my head's not right or whatever. I get depressed a lot, I need to be able to justify it. So I'm just trying to figure out ways to keep it interesting and have people want to support and feel like they're getting some value and just I don't know, just love what I do. I don't know, I hope this doesn't sound like, I don't know what this sounds like right now. We're just in my head right now. This is what's happening. I do this every day. So I've been thinking about like making a Patreon, but I'm not sure. I started one apparently like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago during the pandemic. I already had a login when I went to check it out. I was just gonna get in there and look around, and I already had a login. So I was like, oh, I must have done this. I just forgot about it. Never did anything with it because I don't like the idea of having to commit. When you start taking people's $5 a month.
$5 a month.
When I stream, they can choose to gift a sub or a sub for that 1 month themselves, right? Because they're enjoying what I'm doing at that moment. But with something like Patreon and somebody's all of a sudden subscribing to me monthly, they're gonna want something for that subscription. They're gonna wanna see that value. And I gotta make sure that I'm providing that. And that scares the shit out of me because what if I'm not feeling creative? There's so many times where I don't feel like making videos. I don't want to do anything because in my head I'm like, what's the point? You know, it's super weird. I hate depression. So that crosses my mind. So I started, writing some things down. Do we make a Patreon or a group? I heard about this other thing called Grouped. If you really want to drill down and figure something out, you need to ask yourself a bunch of questions about it. And then you'll end up answering your own questions. So that's what my journal's for. Is it too much to commit to? Valid question. I already have a lot going on. Am I going to be able to sit there and just make content for this thing? What about when I go on tour? What am I going to do? Because I've had a hard time finding places to stream and times to stream. So I haven't been able to stream. So I guess I can make videos, but that can even get tough. But then maybe I'm also not going out of my way enough. Maybe I'm being lazy about it. Because you do need to find a quiet space. You need to find a little time to, I got to get up and, it's probably just me on that point. What content goes there? What content goes on Patreon? What do I put on Patreon that I'm not putting everywhere else and that I haven't been doing everywhere else for years? I'm very open. I'm a very open book. I make content constantly. I stream, I post videos. I'm always showing behind the scenes stuff. Do I take that away? Do I take away the behind the scenes thing and now put it to Patreon and put a paywall there? For certain things, a lot of times I'll do like I'll show people new songs before they're done or before they're out. A song that's ready to release, but I'll hey, listen to this before it comes out. Maybe I need to utilize Patreon for that. Or do I say fuck Patreon and I just bolster my YouTube memberships and do it there and just do members only streams. And you can do members only video content as well. So that was the one thing about Patreon. I was like, I can just put up videos over there and I think you can stream too. But just do it all behind the Patreon paywall. I don't know. But then I've got 3 tiers on YouTube. And I probably just should have set the one tier. I think $5 a month is like a typical
$5 a month
thing, and I've got 1, 5, and 10. And I may have spread it out too much. And we've been doing this for like 2.5 years now with the memberships. It's been going great. I got like almost 200 members, but most of them are on the 99-cent one. So I don't know. I feel like, do I kill the $1 and $10 tier, make it all $5, and then go from there and utilize the memberships like I would a Patreon? Or are there more benefits to using Patreon? Just make it $5 and do all that stuff there. And are there other things I can do as well? Like with Patreon, I think you can set up like sales channels as well. Like I could sell a book or something or some sort of item. Whereas YouTube, you can't really do that as far as I know on like the paywall side. It's all public. So is there like exclusive products I could sell just to my patrons? So what content goes there on a Patreon? Why is it valuable? What makes it any better or more valuable to where someone would want to pay $5 to see it? I already post a lot of things publicly. Those are the questions. Why would anyone pay for this? Why does anyone give a shit about what I'm doing? And I think the answer is, it's not so much the product. It's not so much the music or a book I might write or a video I might post. It's me. It's me. That seems to be the best answer I can think of. It's me. People want to support me. And generally, I think they're into what I'm doing. That's why they subscribed in the first place. But they want to support me, and it doesn't matter what the product is, because they have gotten to know me and they see me as like a friend, their little digital friend, and they want to support me and my endeavors. And they know that this is my job. They know that this is what I do for a living. And they want to see me do more of it. So they'll drop at $5 a month. So that's why I've considered the Patreon thing. I would just need to be consistent, and I would have to have the right content. And maybe it's more, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it more videos like this? Because I like posting this kind of stuff to YouTube. Like this type of video right here, just talking endlessly. Stream of consciousness, word vomit.
Oh no, it was coming up again. Word vomit. No, wait a minute.
What is this?
Actual vomit.
I think there's something to that, you know? And I'll somehow figure out the title, the main idea of this whole video. I didn't have a plan. I don't have a script or anything. It's all coming off the dome here. So it's like, I'll figure out a main idea and then the thumbnail for it. Maybe I won't even make a thumbnail. I'll just fucking take a screen grab from this right here. Maybe this is the thumbnail right here. Let's see. You know, I like the raw stuff. I think a lot of people are getting more into less produced things. Obviously, there's things that are incredible to watch. There's not a whole lot I can do to make this video super exciting. There's not gonna be like a ton of editing, and there's just no reason for random noises and fast cuts and stuff like that. I think people are getting kind of tired of that. You know, like Mr. Beast is the king and everyone's trying to be like him. I like being able to just sit here and talk and sort of use this as like a journal entry. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the whole Patreon thing. I'm gonna watch some videos from other creators that have done Patreon. I see a lot of videos on there of like why I left Patreon, what they don't tell you about Patreon. I'm gonna watch a few of those. And then there's other things like Patreon for musicians. Like I just wanna see like how these creators are using that platform to try to get a better idea and wrap my mind around it more. Cause I've always been really bad about like asking for people to pay me for this stuff. You know, I just like doing the shit, but I also need to make a living. So it's a weird conundrum. Advice to creators trying to grow. Don't bullshit people, just be you. That's it, just be you. If you do anything, just be yourself. I'm so sick of these creators, especially these like productivity creators. And I heard a great term recently, toxic productivity. Dude, don't fucking bullshit me. Don't try to sell me. Does everything change your life? Oh, I do this now and it changed my life. Oh, this new workflow changed my life. How bad is your life that it changes every time you find a new workflow or a new app or something? Like, come on, dude. We know what you're doing. You're trying to fucking sell us. You're working with the brand. Like, silly shit, man. Or you're trying to get recognized by the brand to, you know, get a brand deal with them. It's fucking silly. Don't bullshit me. It's cool to be excited. I get excited about things. I love when I find apps that like cut my time in half and I get my time back. It's wonderful, but goddamn, every little thing changes your life, bro. Get over yourself, man. Maybe I'm just being a hater. I think I'm being a hater. That's all it is. I just want their success. That's all. I gotta figure out what to eat. It's always about this time. I'll come up, figure out lunch. That spaghetti is old. There's no leftovers. Oh man, I got so much chicken I have to make. I forgot I pulled out chicken the other day and I pulled out another thing of chicken and now I gotta do that. I guess we're eating peanut butter jelly. I need some WD-40. We're gonna do peanut butter jelly today. So there's these apps. AI is becoming like a huge thing, you know. You guys just see it all the time. First off, people hear AI and they think it's bad. They just inherently think it's bad. I don't think it's inherently bad. I think like it's gonna be a tool. It's a useful tool. Like that we should rebrand it to assistive intelligence. It's an assistant. That's all it is. It's not like, yeah, some jobs are gonna maybe go away in 5 to 10 years. That's true. But I think it's going to create new jobs. What those jobs are, I can't tell you. All right, we're getting sidetracked. What I was going to say is there's a couple apps now. There's one called Descript, and there's another one called Gling. And Gling is more the underdog coming up. And what they do is you can upload a video, and I forgot I don't have to yell because I have the mic right here. You can upload a video for your YouTube edits, and it'll automatically cut out silence and filler words. And you can also edit through text. You can go in and it transcribes the video, shows you all the text from what you said. You can click and highlight like a bad take or something, and you can hit delete, and it deletes it from the timeline, the video. So what you get, and it'll do this automatically too. You can just say, cut out filler words, cut out, whatever. And then it'll chop out all the stuff and give you like a rough edit of your video. And that can take anywhere from, depending on how long the video is, how much footage you did, that could take an hour in itself. Well, this takes just a few minutes, and it is incredible. Now, this is where AI is incredible. Now, yeah, you could be taking away jobs from editors, but what if there's somebody that doesn't want to learn how to use these apps, and now they still hire an editor, but the editor uses this app? I mean, it could be like an editor's best kept secret. You get paid, I don't know what you get paid. I honestly don't know what you pay an editor per video, $50, $20, $100. I guess it depends who you're working with, but imagine like being an editor, your creator sends you their video, you upload them to Gling or Descript, and you have an edit within minutes, And so you get your full edit done in under an hour with your titles and your transitions and things like that. But like what I see it is, even with editors, okay, I digress. Editors, I think, are still gonna have a job. Doubling down on that. Because all it's doing is chopping out, it's doing all the work that would take you an hour to do or more. So you can really get into putting the story together. That's really what it is. A good editor gets paid because they are great at putting a story together. They're great at making a good video, right, from your footage. And if you're editing your own stuff like I do, to me, all it's doing is getting rid of the mundane, tedious stuff. Like, why do I got to go through and chop out ums and uhs and long pauses, when I can just have an app do it and get to it quicker, so I can move on to the next video. That's all it is, man. And I feel like people are freaking out about AI. And it's not going to be as bad. It's always like that. It's always like end of the world, but I just don't see it like that. I think AI is going to take over in a good way as long as we humanize it and not let it get out of hand. But what's going to happen is that it's going to get out of hand, because that's just what we do. We're humans. We realize we can do something, but we don't stop to think about, should we do this? And that's always the biggest problem. So I think we're going to have issues with that. But in the meantime, I think people should embrace it. I really do. I think AI is going to be a very useful tool, and it's not going away. It's just going to get better, and it's going to be something that we all use at some point, especially creatives. There's AI now. You can upload your entire video once it's done. Upload your entire, you don't even have to upload it now. There's some places you can just put your YouTube link in there, and then it'll create like 50 shorts for you with subtitles, captions. Incredible, dude. Why would anybody want to sit there and do that? Why would you be mad about that? That's what I mean. Like if you're someone that's out there like hating on AI, but you haven't even messed with it or used it to your advantage to help you get something done faster, you're fucking up. That's what AI is for. It's assistive intelligence. Somebody's gonna coin that, and I'm not gonna get any credit for it. I vlogged with my daughter on making PBJ once, and some people didn't like the way that we made PBJs. The way I do it is I put the peanut butter and the jelly on the same slice of bread, and I spread it on, okay? Spread it on like this. Get it good. My wife says I use way too much jelly, and I probably do. And then I take the clean piece of bread and I wipe the excess, okay? How many of y'all out there put the peanut butter on one side, the jelly on the other, Slam it together, fun, I'm sure. But then you've got this peanut butter jelly-ish jellified knife at the end, and then you wipe it on the napkin, on the paper towel. You're wasting paper towels. Now, some might say, no, I'm gonna lick that shit. All right, fair enough. Don't lick a knife, guys. I forgot to put the dishes away this morning. You know what? They can wait. I thought I was gonna need this other jar, but I don't. We gotta clean up the space when we're done. Wifey hates when you don't clean up after yourself. I like cleaning up after myself anyway. What am I, a monster? I did use Gleam one time on a trial just to see, if I liked it or whatever. And it was very cool. But at the time, I wasn't really making a whole lot of videos, and I feel like those apps are only going to be useful or worth it if you're making a decent amount of videos. Oh, everybody told me not to eat on camera, so we'll skip this part. Ah, that was delicious. All right, sweet. We done. Yeah, I can't eat on camera, bro. I would not do that to you guys. It's like I do everything I can to make you guys want to watch my videos and stay, and like that ain't it. I got Danielle this pretty sick vacuum a couple years ago for Christmas. She's like, if you fucking get me a vacuum for Christmas, it's over, right? Like that, it was that kind of vibe, right? So you know what I did? I bought her 2 fucking vacuums because that's what I do. I got this Roomba here. It's pretty sick. And I got her this little Dyson. This isn't the vacuum, this is just the filter. And real nice. Anyway, it's like portable. She said because she wanted to be able to clean the cars better. And I'm like, oh, battery powered vacuum, because it doesn't have to plug it in, just take it out, and you can run it for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how high you have it set. Anyway, dude, we pulled out the filter the other day and this thing was dirty as fuck. We are dirty people. We're gross people. That's what I say. We're fucking gross. It was just dirt and just, ugh. We don't have animals. What the hell's going on? You know what it was? I'm vacuuming my son's room, and he's the animal. He's the dirty animal. That's what it is, the filthy fucking animal. I gotta put this back on, actually. It's this guy right here. This thing, I can't remember the Dyson something. I don't remember the model number. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Wash the filter out, and just goes on here like this. Yeah, it was like, hey, we're dirty, clean us. So, had to do that. If you're wondering, this hole still isn't fixed. My brother-in-law came over and he fixed the pipes. It was the toilet leaking. The flange was cracked. He replaced the toilet flange. He was trying to replace some of the piping, the PVC, and it just cracked. He had to go get a whole new one and some couplers. I am gonna replace this. I'm gonna patch this hole up. It'll be the first time. I can't spend $800 on that, $1,200. I'm not doing that. It's gotta be cut more because it's kind of drooping. So I gotta chop out like a whole big rectangle. And then I'm gonna replace it. It's gonna be the first time I ever do it. And I'm gonna crush it, I think. I think I'm gonna be really good at it. So if I can get this in there and you need some drywall work, DM your boy. Psych, don't do that. I don't want to do that for you. I got shit to do, man. Speaking of shit to do, I gotta take some things back to Amazon. I gotta go to UPS. I should probably do that right now. It's one of the worst things I can ever think of as an adult. One of the worst things I could ever do is leave the house. I don't ever want to leave the house, dude. I've been putting this off for so long. It's a 10-minute drive. It's gonna take me 5 minutes when I get there, and then it's another 10-minute drive home. I don't wanna do it. All right, I should probably do it. Christmas tree holder's been sitting out there on the deck drying since I dumped the tree, and then it's been raining like crazy. This is always the fun part with the storage unit, or the storage area, I'll say, is always a wreck. Well, Danielle has it really put together nicely, actually. She did a good job. Oh, man. Okay. We're gonna take a trip to UPS in Aberdeen against my will, but I have to do it. Yeah, we're gonna go do that. Let's go to Aberdeen. There we go. Now we're styling. These are the Ballyhoo V2s, I think. Still got them. Oh, don't forget the stuff that you got to take back. Fucking idiot. I do this shit all the time. Oh. All right, let's see how this goes with the camera in the seat there. So my wife has the Amazon QR code that I need for this one return. Waiting for her to get back to me. Does not need to be 80 degrees in here. Yeah, it's wild. I never go anywhere anymore. I don't like going places. I don't feel like it's necessarily because I'm like a crotchety old man or something like that. I really have no need to leave my house. I have everything I need. I've got anything I need delivered to me whenever I want it. I guess there's something to be said about, you know, having experiences and like doing things. I have this thing where I don't like to really be around people that much either anymore. When I really start to think about it, I feel like maybe I am concerned about my future, the future of my family, in the way of like, what are we gonna have 25 years from now? I'm supposed to be, I'll be of retirement age in 25 years. It's not a long time. And I worry that I'm not doing enough, or the things that I'm doing aren't popping enough as they should be. I mean, that's pretty evident in itself. And it's kind of hard to see sometimes how your efforts are producing, if they're producing. It's hard to step aside and be able to be like, oh, well, this is going well, you know, or this is going really badly. What do I do to make this better? I mean, I think we should always be working on making things better. I mean, what else can I do to ensure that my family's future is safe? We're gonna have what we need, because I can't do 200 shows a year for the rest of my life. Like, that is not gonna work. The whole idea is to be able to get to a place where I can play less shows for a lot more money, do a lot less work for a lot more money. Because playing shows, going on tour, that is work, believe it or not. Like, it's fun, but it's exhausting all the same. And it's work. So, and I know, because I got the aches and pains, you know, like sleeping in my bunk for 2 nights, back is destroyed, let alone 40 nights, you know? And I'm not gonna wanna do that when I'm 60. So everything I'm doing now, everything I've been doing, creating multiple revenue streams, it's all for the sake of being able to enjoy my life later. I've grown to hate the idea of the retirement plan, that industrial age mentality of like, all right, you're gonna get out of school and you're gonna go to college and get a good job, or you're gonna go work for the government right out of school and get your benefits and have your every other Friday off. Ooh. And then when you're 65 and we're done with you, you can hopefully have something to enjoy your last 20 years on Earth, or whatever it is, if you get that. I mean, men statistically die in their 70s. So you retire and then you're around for what, 10 more years statistically? I think about that stuff a lot, and that's not in any way meant to be macabre or like dark, you know? It's just, it's the truth. Why do we have to work our entire lives 40 plus hours a week? I know some of you guys are out there working 60 hours a week. Sometimes you don't get overtime. Sometimes you don't get the raise. You know, these companies don't really care for people. And what are you supposed to do? You know, and prices of things just go up and up and up. The wages don't, you know? I imagine the wages have gone up a little bit. I don't really I'm not the guy for this, but I don't study that shit. But I know things have gotten way more pricey. Why do we have to try to enjoy life in our 60s? Why can't we enjoy life in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, you know, instead of busting our asses? There's something to be said about, you know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's ridiculous. No one's self-made anymore. the biggest artists that we know had help in the beginning. They didn't do it by themselves. Yes, there's that 1% came from absolutely nothing and somehow beat the odds and made it work. That's completely a thing. For most people, it doesn't happen like that. And so there's people like me that I didn't come from nothing. I had a pretty basic childhood and things were good up until my mom died. Then I moved in with my dad and then we were poor. we weren't, my mom wasn't rich or anything, but like she worked 2 to 3 jobs at any given time. She was a shopaholic. She bought things all the time. She went to do things all the time. That's fine. You know, she that's the life she wanted to live, but she always made her money, you know, but we weren't rich or anything like that. And then she passes away. We moved in with my dad and he's working a government job, but then he gets retired early when he's 40 because his back is destroyed from driving tanks for 20 years. And they put him on disability and then he's making like $800 a month. Our mortgage was $700 a month. So we were essentially house poor. And I didn't start working until, I worked a little bit when I was 14, but I didn't really start like working until I was about 17 because I was going to school and all that. I don't know how we made it. I know my dad was in like huge credit card debt, all that, but like I didn't come from nothing. I was poor for a bit. My dad was still able to like pay for our studio time, our first recording time. Even the situation that we were in, we didn't do it completely on our own entirely. It was like we had help at different times from different people. It's part of how we got here today. Now, that said, you also have to have the drive and you have to taste this shit. You have to eat it, breathe it, bleed it all day long. The only thing this band, I've been saying it for a long time, the only thing that this band has been missing is money. We just need money, man. We need to market this shit, you know? Are you guys still awake? It's like the Netflix screen. It's like, still watching? All right, we're gonna see how this goes.
5 minutes later.
Some YouTubers can like take the camera in and do all that process. I don't want to do any of that. I know that would have been more interesting to watch. You know, me actually going into the UPS store, dealing with other humans. I get that. But it's a hassle, man. Plus I'll mess it up. You know what I learned though? A lot of times when you return stuff to Amazon or whatever, it just gets thrown away. Good old Aberdeen, Maryland. I'm perpetually in a struggle with myself about what to do with my life. Because being an artist, being a creator, musician, whatever, it's super fucking cool and it's super liberating. It's all those things. It's really hard. And there are no guarantees. And the only thing you can do is just put your best foot forward every time. Every time you're creating something, you're writing a song, whatever it is, you know? And there's just no guarantee that anyone's gonna like it or wanna share it or, you know, anything like that. And music these days, especially, has become something that people think they should get for free. And that's really weird to me. And you have to like grow a community to be able to sell anything. And it's strange because I've lived through a bunch of different versions of the music industry, and I never really made a bunch of money back in 20 years ago. Can't really complain about the old days and how back when labels gave a fuck and actually developed an artist and spent money on tour support and all that. So for me, it's like I've been really working in the modern music industry, the last 15 years or so, as far as like actually making any money. So I can't really speak on how it used to be, because you hear artists complain about they don't make as much money as they used to, and it's like, well, I've never really made money to begin with. So that said, I do hope that there's some sort of a revolution or a model that'll come along where the artist will make more money for their streams and stuff, because these platforms like Spotify, Apple, and such, they have users because of these bands, these artists putting out music. The only reason you go to Spotify is to listen to music. and to listen to your favorite artist. Without that, the platform wouldn't exist. But because of that, and because it's $10 a month, they can't afford to pay everybody what the prices used to be, I guess, you know, a couple bucks on a song or whatever. If they did that, they would go bankrupt. But somehow they can come up with $100 million to pay Joe Rogan. I don't know how any of that stuff works. That was my wife. Oh, hey.
You just passed me.
I know. I thought that was you.
I was like, God damn, look at that fucking car. Oh my God.
Look at that handsome man driving it.
Oh, I saw that too. I was like, that's not me.
It's not the first thing you said. You said the car. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so artists are forced to come up with other ways to create revenue. And, you know, so basically like the music is like the business card. It's the thing that pulls people in. And once you pull them in and have their attention, now you present them with your store and your, you know, yourself, your brand, whatever. And you just hope that people like you and want to support you. There's some creators that I watch on YouTube and catch them on stream sometimes. And I just see it all happening for them. And, you know, I don't know what they've been through to get where they are and stuff, but like, it just feels like the music side of it is just so much harder. That's what it feels like. It feels like being a musician and trying to monetize around that is so much harder, you know, unless your voice is fucking amazing or like your song's like undeniable. Like I have songs that people love and they say they make them feel amazing and they really touch them. It's the songs that really just rise above it all and just find their own way to the mainstream. You know, you have to be very, very special and talented to have that. I don't know what goes into all that, but doing what I've been doing has been really tough. And so it's just always a constant struggle to feel relevant and do something new. It can get really depressing and I'm not even gonna, but you know, I figure I love what I do. I love making stuff, so. All right, well, my camera died, so I don't think I'm gonna do the Patreon thing. Okay, bye.